Good evening, everyone. This is a special broadcast of esports with Emrick, and I have a special guest. It's Moose, the Russian bear. There's all types of different names you could have for him, but
that's me.
He's Russian and he's an animal, so hey, that's where we're at. How you doing tonight?
Get it, baby. Let's get it, Emrick.
Well, as many of you may know or may not know, the Gold Card podcast is on hiatus this week, and me and Moose just couldn't have it. We wanted to break some stuff down. We were ready to listen. I was ready to listen yesterday, but it didn't happen. And then when it just didn't happen today, look, I was about to break down the games for myself, so I figured we could do it live with all of you. Moose wanted to join. Look, there's some IG to talk about, and there's important questions that we need to ask before we build IG into our lineup. So we'll get to that first. We'll get to that. That's not the first order of business. The first order of business is, how's your day going?
Fantastic. You can hear me okay? We're good?
Yeah, I can hear you great.
Awesome.
Hey,
yeah. Been good.
Again, before we go into these games, I've got a question for you. I haven't asked you this question. I've noticed it. Basically, I think after you create your lineups, you go into the Discord on the esports department, and you put a phrase in. And I think you put this phrase in every time. And I feel like, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you put this phrase in one time, and you won.
I killed
it. And you're trying to recreate that. Am I right?
Okay. Yes, you are correct. You are completely correct. Yes. Unfortunately, yes. That is the case.
And I'll let you know something. So at the start of last football season, I was having a bad run in League of Legends, and I actually had a pretty good weekend. But I posted something in the chat. I was like, look, don't worry. Football season starts tomorrow, everybody. Everybody wins at NFL DFS. We're going to win six figures tomorrow. That's what's going to happen. And I did, in fact, win six figures that day. So I do that at the start of every season, too. So I recognized the pattern that you were doing and realized exactly what was going on.
Yeah. So basically, the phrase is just me saying that my lineups are shit and that I'm going to lose. That's pretty much the end result. And I used to be really obsessed with esports DFS. I was obsessed with League. I would study lineups going back years. I mean, years since the beginning, trying to figure out if there's some sort of gusto to the situation. And I would go, basically, I would check who the winners were. And then, do you remember last March, April, where the contests were massive because COVID hit? Sure, and I would study what people were doing, and I would see what was the winner, what lineups are winning, what positions did they change, how did they play them, that kind of stuff. And I used to be obsessed, and I was like, dude, I have to play the absolutely best lineups this night. I have to think, and I overthought the situations like crazy. And honestly, it made me exhausted. I lost money. I wasn't cashing as well. And this season is the first season where I'm just send it. I don't care. I'm setting my lines the way I want to. I'm not overthinking it. I'm just going to relax. I'm just going to throw some, as I said, dog shit in there, and hopefully it pays off. So that's what I've been doing for the last, 2 months, right?
Yeah, I mean, hey, and I've seen you up there in the leaderboard, so it's working. I mean, I'll tell you at first, last year for a long time, I would make lineups, and sometimes I would be pretty close to blackout. Sometimes actually blackout. I don't remember making some lineups. And that worked out really well last year for some reason. Just not have been able to kind of recapture that this year. So I've gone to more of a sober approach, despite having a Modelo here. It's a little bit different. So, yeah, everybody has their process. It is what it is.
Oh, I'm talking out of my webcam, aren't I? Oh, this is sad.
I don't know. You sound fine though.
Is that better?
Yeah, that actually does sound a little bit better.
Okay, cool. Now we're talking out of my head. Cool.
Okay.
Welcome.
All right. Well, let's kind of get into this. The first game that we have tomorrow in the LCK is a real banger here. We've got Fredit Rion, who is a 165 underdog playing the Afrika Freaks, -210 to win this match. Who you got here? What do you like? How you feeling about this?
I hate this team.
Which
really do, both of them, but I really don't like. The way Brion plays, it's hard to watch because they suck, and then at the same time, when they put it together, it's really good. But even when they put it together, you don't know if they're gonna score a lot. And then they have there's that one night where they beat KT and they go off for each player goes off for just giving you just enough to win, and then the one guy that plays them is I'm the guy for that night. So They're frustrating. They're a frustrating team to watch. They're not good, and you know, Afrika's probably winning, but how much are they really scoring? So the game is boring to me, and the fact that it's the 1 a.m. game for me upsets me because I want to watch good stuff. I don't want to watch this stuff at 1 a.m. I want to watch stuff like whatever is coming up after this, right? What is coming up right after this?
Well, I mean, look.
No, I don't want to watch that either, honestly.
Look, for me, it's at 4 a.m. So this is a nice opportunity for me to sleep in an extra hour. I don't have to watch it. I think Fred Brion started this split with giving us, some hope. They had a sweep of Sandbox, and it was a 19-17 kill total. So that's fine. But they've kind of regressed back to what we saw in spring, which is a team that you don't want to play against and you don't want to really play, because when they do win, they don't have these high kill totals. They are later in the game, so there is good kill participation. But the problem is, if they don't sweep, which they very rarely will, if their kill totals and losses are the following: 7-1, 7-4, 4-1, 4-2, 3-6, 4-2, 6-9, and then just recently against KT they broke double digits in a loss with a 10. I mean, that's fantastic.
Boring.
So you can't depend on them, but at the same time, only recently have they been allowing scores that you can kind of pencil in Afrika, and this is a slate where you're going to have to find an underdog, and Afrika isn't really an underdog, but they're not priced up like some of the LPL favorites. So
yeah, I mean, Afrika's gonna win, but this probably goes 2-1, maybe like it did before, right? And in that 2-1, Afrika didn't really score well at all. I mean, call it recency bias, but there's just something about Brion that just doesn't excite anybody that wants to watch them. It's just really boring games. Afrika themselves, I don't know if you noticed this season, they're playing this like way less aggro way of playing the game. I don't know what changed, but like they're not scoring a lot. Dread's not going off anymore. They're really like a lot more controlled. I don't know. I've seen a couple games where like Keen has really been shining, but I don't think that this, I'm personally maybe having a couple of freaking lines tonight, but that's it. I know that you're probably playing like the MME, right? The big one, the 141.
yeah, I mean, I think I'm just going to put like one lineup. Oh, no, I'm not actually. I'm only playing the 33 and the 333. I'm going to just put the same lineup in both of them and just dupe it, max enter it.
Are you really? Is that how you play? Is that really what you do?
No, that's how I did it last night, though, and it worked out.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't like this game at all. I mean, just Afrika 2-1 next.
Yeah, I mean, and look, I think you can throw a bet towards Fred Brion at plus 165. One of the spots that I've been betting them quite frequently have been the kill totals, but it's down to 21.5 for each one of these games, and so it's really difficult to take the under on that. So yeah, probably a full fade unless you want to just put like maybe a half a unit on Brion. So yeah.
It just sucks because I don't actually have anything going on tomorrow. I really wanted to watch good games. And it's Brion versus Afrika.
Yeah, I mean,
here we go.
Same situation. I mean, I have no responsibilities tomorrow. I actually have to work, but I mean, no responsibilities tomorrow. So yeah, moving on. Let's talk about the next banger here in the LCK on Friday. We've got DRX, who's made some changes in the bottom lane, for better or for worse, against Liv Sandbox, who's sometimes better, sometimes worse. The Sandbox is the 325 favorite here. DRX at plus 230. How you feel? What you want to do here? I mean, it's tough.
This is the spot where you eat the juice on DRX plus 1.5. And you just move on. You just eat the juice here, man. No team in the LCK of this ranking or whatever should be minus 325, I think. I mean, I saw the Jet guy do okay. Is he starting again today? He was kind of killing it on Rise against Gen.
We won't know. I mean, that's the thing. We're going to build these lineups without knowing that. We're just going to have to kind of assume that they're running up the same lineup.
I mean, I think they do. They kind of stick with it. I'm just gonna say that Sandbox isn't as good as they look and should not be 325 favorites to anyone. When I looked at the game earlier today, I was like, okay, they're like minus 200, right? 325 is just absurd. It's the LCK. DRX still have Pioshik. This Jet dude didn't look bad against Gen if he plays. I mean, their bottom lane is their bottom lane. LSB's bottom lane is not impressive.
Yeah, I mean, And when it comes down to it, DRX has not been surrendering points. I mean, if you think Sandbox is going to win the series, DRX is actually right down there with Frederic Brion in terms of allowing fantasy points. And maybe it's different. I mean, it's hard. The sample size that we have so far is against Gen G and Frederic Brion, like completely different teams. Not a lot that you can draw from it. So I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the Sandbox -1.5 plus 110. I'm just a sucker for getting plus odds. So, but I'm fully aware that Sandbox does not sweep very many people, and in fact, there's not a lot of sweeps that happen in the LCK. So, tread with caution. I've been running pretty bad this week, aside from the 3 takedowns that I've had.
Emrick, 2 weeks ago, 2-1, right here. DRX, LSB beat him 2-1.
Yeah, I did. They had 21 kills in one of those games too.
Oh man, but Fate didn't get any of them. Man, what's up with him too? Like hasn't been playing that well. I don't know what's been going on with these guys. Let's see. He hasn't been playing that well. And then who's their bottom lane? Prince. Prince has been playing. He did really good against DRX. He actually had a massive game against DRX last time.
Yeah, but I mean, in terms of like ADC scoring, he's not the worst on this slate. I mean,
yeah,
right there.
Dude, the way they price Sandbox on these slates though, on DraftKings, I don't play FanDuel. I'm sorry if you guys do. I know people that love it there. You guys are like a cult. Okay, I'm not playing on there. The UI sucks. I can't do it. It's not happening. But when you look at lineups with LSB in them, you can do like a weird 3-4. And when I say 3-4, I mean like 3 LSB players with or without the team slot. You could do like Croco, somebody, and then the LSB team slot, and you can pretty much fit anybody. So you get like 2 favorites. It's a really like nasty way of playing the game, but when you win with it, you look like you have 200 IQ. So just a tip there. If you're trying to fit like 4 JDG or something, look in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how all takedowns look, though. I mean, it looks like you knew something, that you were smart, and it's just really like, man, I have no idea what's going to happen, so I'm just going to roll with it.
Yeah, I mean, LSB wins tonight. Looking at my cash, I have LSB players in there. I've been meaning to ask. Everybody builds their cash different with this kind of stuff, as we see. Shout out to my secret cash cow. But everybody that builds cash builds different. Like if you're building cash tonight, are you just playing LSB and playing one of the like the LPL favorites? Is that like how you would play the cash?
So I don't play cash for LPL, LCK.
Why do you not play cash? It's free money.
I don't play cash for this. I play cash for like the games where I can't get enough. I can't get enough action. I can get enough action. LCK. We got the 333 right now. We've got 8 entry 33. You've got plenty of contests. So there's it's so easy to get enough action down. When it comes to LCS, LEC, you struggle. I mean, they struggle to get like a couple $100 down on that. And so, you just have to throw some cash in, and that's just kind of my approach. Plus, I mean, aside from the 3 takedowns this week, it's been tough sledding for me in the LPL. So I don't know.
You had 3 takedowns this week?
Yeah, 3 out of the last 4 days.
And what are you taking down here?
I think it was the 333, the 180, or whatever it was. Yesterday.
You took down the 180 last night?
No, I would have, but I took down the 33 and I duped it. I ran the same lineup twice and I took first.
Oh, okay, the 33. Okay, that's like the I have a chance competition. I gotcha.
I mean, look, it was yeah. I mean, it was nice. It was a nice little 3,000, and if I had ran that lineup in the 180, I would have taken that down solo. But
I gotcha. So you don't play any cash at all?
Not in an LPL, LCK. I mean, I did. I think.
Where do you play cash in?
LEC and LCS, man.
How do you play cash in LEC?
I'm very bad. I lost to you the last 2 times I played. You saw my lineup. I don't think any of my teams ever win.
How do you play cash?
The only person I beat is Josh. I beat Josh every single time. It doesn't matter how bad my lineup is. His is worse.
Sorry, Josh. EG just can't save you, Josh.
It is what it is. Let's get into some good games.
Let's do it. LPL.
Talk about perennial dominant team TT with one of the best bottom lanes that we have. You've got Pudding and Sam D going against Going against Kramer and LGD in this game where LGD is a minus 400 favorite, TT plus 275. TT has looked like absolute dog shit all year. It's just they might pull out a win here, and if they do, man, do you put Thunder? Are they going to win their first series against a real team? You know, like
is LGD a real team? Is LGD a real team?
More than Victory 5.
Okay, but is LGD a real team?
I mean, yeah, I think they have a winning record, don't they?
I don't understand these guys. Like,
I don't understand anybody in the LPL.
Okay, do we have anybody watching this stream? Is anybody watching this?
Yeah.
Who? How many people are watching this?
We got seven people watching live right now.
To all 7 people, I lost $10,000 at LGD last week. I put $10,000 on LGD to win 1 game against FPX with the 2 backups, and they couldn't do it. Are they a real team? Are they a real team? This team is ridiculous. Oh my god, they upset me so hard. I went to bed. I was like, "This is easy money, dude." I can't believe it. TT wins a game here. LGD maybe 2-1.
Don't forget that this LGD team went on a massive win streak where they beat the likes of Suning, IG, Rogue Warriors, and RNG. I mean, some of the top played teams in the entire league.
Oh my god. Yeah, but that was LGD like 3 weeks ago or a month ago. What is going on now? They
LWX worked on Alistar, man. That's what happened.
Dude, what was that? What was that? Like literally, I woke up and I was like, dude, my Google has to be messed up. Like my Google has to be literally messed up. They're like they get the rookies to step. Oh my god, I was just cringing, dude. I couldn't believe it. I was literally the biggest shock ever. Like, and then the funny thing is that John called it because John was messaging me.
Who else was on that slate? Who else was on that slate with them?
Let's see. John was messaging me. He's like, "This is the night where we get screwed by LGD because the FBX news comes out an hour before. Crisp is out, right? Whatever."
Oh yeah. That was I took that slate down, but I wouldn't have if Chris was playing. I would have lost. But
that was a weird slate because FPX wasn't the top scorer for that slate, right? There was somebody else that.
No, FPX was the top scorer, but a lot of people like Chris was like just outrageously owned. He was 40%. He was in every single FPX stack basically, and I think a member of the Discord, Baby Goat, had Chris and would have taken it down solo if Chris had played and scored anything like normal. So.
Oh my god, dude! I lost cash that night too.
No, I mean, that was a good night for me. I understood the luck that came into that. But look, like they're not playing FPX; they're playing TT. I mean, you kind of have to go back to them here, right?
TT win a game.
I think TT's the play, man. Like you got
to TT win a game here.
Because LGD is going to be uber owned. They're going to be mega owned. I mean, I think pricing from a standpoint.
More owned than JDG?
They're less expensive. That's not by much, but they are a little less, so you can fit them a little bit easier. They're playing TT. TT has 4 map wins this entire split. 2 of them were against V5, and the other ones were a little bit more impressive, actually. They beat LNG and BLG, so in a massive 12-9 and 17-8 win. But I don't know, maybe Sam D gets his Ezreal and just is able to actually have a good game on it. I don't know. I mean, look, it could happen.
I think TT take a game here. How are LGD at giving up points? I mean, they probably give up a ton, right?
Yeah, but TT does have a secret weapon, and it was mentioned here in the chat. 6-kill Rek'Sai game. They get ahead. Rek'Sai gets like 5-6 kills, doesn't scale into the late game. There's no kill participation, and they still lose.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you have to play TT. You have to. I mean, don't be that guy that doesn't play them.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can play them in DFS. I think LGD -1.5 though is kind of by the wager to go if you're going to play this game betting wise.
I mean, what are we looking at for the odds? I mean, I hate it, but yeah, I mean, plus one and a half.
-1.5 is -110.
Yeah,
TT to take a game is -120. So
lock it in, dude. Just lock it in. Plus 1.5.
all right, well let's move on to the banger game, the game that could be super exciting, or the game that could just be just as bad as the rest of these. We've got Invictus Gaming, Shy's back plus 190 against JDG -260. Most expensive team on the slate, going to be the most popular. Obviously, you're smashing them in cash, right? I know a lot of people are going to play IG, and I feel like when a lot of people play IG, it's just not the right play.
Man, is tonight double support night?
It's never double support night, man. No matter how much it feels like it. Look, a lot of people got burned yesterday with Ming support, and I get it. I've played
why do you people do
Saturday.
that?
I played it
last night was the easiest slate of all time. Literally the easiest. You play T1, you play top esports, you're done. Lock it. They're not losing. Like, just lock it in. Like, Billy Gaming is absolutely the biggest letdown team of all time. Just lock in anything against them and forget about it. But in this case scenario, I don't think the Shy knows how to play the game. I don't think he ever adjusted. It looked like he was on vacation and he came back and he's like, I'm gonna play Gwen, and then he just goes 0-4. He's just not good. I don't know. Like they're just wasting his time.
Well, look, and you know, he came back as Gwen has been a little bit more figured out in the meta. I think teams know how to play against it. I think he might have had a little more success earlier in the split when people just really had no idea.
Yeah.
Like, hey, get away from the mist. She's invulnerable. Stop it. Like, don't try and fight her in the mist. Like, you know, I don't understand why that was so hard to kind of contemplate for people.
Yeah. I think. I mean, I'm not saying that Zoom is like amazing this split. I'm not saying that the Shy is gonna have a hard time. I mean, but JDG are. I mean, they're probably underrated at this point, right? Like they always start the split like in a crappy way. This split they actually started really well. With some minor losses along the way. LNG, LGD, EDG. The typical I'm gonna lose to these people type of people. But they kind of picked it up lately. Should they be this much of a favorite?
I mean, they obviously have
they
problems,
should be. I mean, this is the Invictus Gaming. Like, if this is any other team not named Invictus Gaming with this scoreline, I mean, this is a -400 for JD.
I mean, I think the thing that you have to consider is JDG has lost to teams that have G in their acronym. LNG, LGD,
so they lose to
EDG.
IG.
They've beaten everybody else. TT, TS, V5, UP, RA, WE. So, I mean, you need to factor that in.
According to my crappy projections, JD are the team that give up the best points, right?
JDG does give up the highest points overall, but actually LGD gives up more points to mid laners in losses. However, when you look at like the overall teams, the two teams that scored the best, if you assume that they like give up a game, LGD, if they lose to TT, actually score like phenomenally in losses, almost to the point of what a game not played bonus is. So that's kind of something that I look at a lot of times when I'm playing some of these teams that I think aren't going to sweep. I was like, how are they going to score in losses? Are they going to get kills? And JDG's all right. I mean, if you're playing a small stack, which you almost have to if you're going to play them.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have pieces of Invictus just because of how many points JD give up, but I'm not happy about it. Yeah, I'm not happy about it. I mean, do they turn it around? No. But do Invictus win a couple games against people they shouldn't? Probably.
Well, and let me ask you something, because you pointed out a trend to me privately when we talked about LCS and the first game. I almost feel like the last game on these 4-game slates for LPL, LCK, just decide everything. The first LPL game doesn't matter. It just doesn't seem to ever matter. It only matters that last game, whether it be the LPL or the LCK that runs till 11 o'clock because of 2-hour pauses, and you're just onto your lunch break or something like that.
Why is it always like that? Why does it, like, when there's the 3 game, right? The first game never does anything, and then like the next 2 games are just like pop-offs, right? And then sometimes I think what happened one time with LNG, remember? LNG was the first game, Light destroyed, he dropped like 120. And then like that was it. You had to have Light or you just weren't doing anything that day. And ever since then, I just don't remember a time where like the first game is always like that. What you and I were talking about the LCS was that I feel like when the teams watch the games and they see a big like scoring game as the first game, for some reason the next like couple games start trending the same direction, like 25, 30 kill games on each side. Like teams are dropping instead of 16 kills a game to 25 kills a game. I don't know why, but it always feels like it happens that way.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about the LCS this past weekend. It was the most frustrating, but like exciting thing to watch at the same time.
We'll talk about it when we get to it. I mean, I actually wouldn't mind looking at it because it is funny. But I mean, tonight is simple. Play the dogs in places where you play the dogs. You play the favorites in places where you play the favorites. Make something up. Pretty much.
Like, look, hey, it's my motto. It's bet the dogs, always bet the dogs. In fact, I'm gonna have a kind of weekly or twice weekly podcast coming up, live stream. It's gonna be called Bet the Dogs. It's gonna cover the Euro regional leagues, NA Academy, stuff like that for betting purposes because they don't give us.
Oh, I like that. Bet the dogs.
Yeah, bet the dogs. We're gonna have
bet the dogs.
It's gonna be amazing.
How do you want to do this? Do you want to look at LEC, or are we just going straight?
Let's just go through LCK, LPL, and then we'll see where we're at in time, and we can just kind of through some of that. So let's go into
the next one. I like the next one.
Yeah, look, this one's actually a really good LCK slate. It's a good LPL slate too. Like, so look, we've got the first game being Gen G -250 favorites against Hanwha Life +185. This could be a banger. I mean, I don't know. This is probably where a lot of people are playing cash, right? Gen G?
No, I don't think so. But we'll see. I mean, what happened before? Did they get scrummed on them like usual? Like, because Hanwha Life is really good at losing to bigger teams.
Yeah, well, I mean, and Gen G, sometimes needs the other team to.
That was early. Yeah, that was early.
Yeah,
that was
25-13 and 11-11. So not the greatest, but.
Is Hanwha Life better? Like, they had like a little bit of a moment, right, where they're like, "Hey, we're not that bad. Dudu's actually a good top laner." And then I don't know, has it just been since Damwon 2-0'd them, or are they just back to the same crap they were up to before?
I just think that they're a team that you can kind of actually target in the LCK on or against because they do put up good kill totals. They actually give up a lot of kills when they lose. And one of the things that's sneaky about them is most people end up playing Chovy as their captain if they're playing him or fit him in.
Yeah, they always try to fit Chovy.
But Deft outscores Chovy more often than not. So it's like sneaky to put him in there. I mean, I've been burned with it a couple times, and you will get burned doing it because it's not to say that Chovy's not going to be the highest scoring guy. It's just not going to happen more than Deft being the highest scoring guy. Two of those.
I'm playing Chovy anyway.
Yeah, well, look, it's just you play the Deft captain, and then you play Chovy depending on, if it's a night where you can fit like Knight or somebody like that that's in the mid lane. Yeah, it's a little different, but we've got this Gen G, -250. I really don't want any part of that. I probably don't want the +185, and then the plus odds or the -1.5 +1.5. Probably not interested on those. +130 for Gen G sweep or -170 for Hanwha to take a game.
I don't. You have no clue what's going to happen here.
All right, so the next game, kind of a banger too. We've got T1 +150 against Damwon -190. Man, look, I and a lot of people thought Damwon kind of figured it out, kind of turned a corner. Maybe they were just playing with us, but they were they turned it around. It's Ghost's 400th game. They're back, and then they played Nongshim and just got railed last night. And you know what? Here's the thing. When I was watching that game, because I put my lineups together pretty hastily last night, at the last minute, I realized I had no Nong Shim, and that's when I duped the 2 lineups, and thank God I did. As I was watching, I was like, man, if I had done my due diligence, or I'd looked back through the game logs, if I had just done everything that I normally do, I would have remembered the 3:30 Eastern time prediction game 2 where you're like, look, Nongshim is going to win this game like 25-4 or something like that. and then you're like,
do you remember how
shit, it was like 25-1. I was watching it, I was like, oh my God, this dude's from the future. This is how he's playing dog and winning. Like he's playing these minus 600 or plus 600 dogs and pairing him with a plus 1,000 dog, and he's got like 10 of these lineups. Like, this is crazy. Like, the guy's reckless. I love it. But yeah, I was just like, oh shit, I can't believe that just happened. And if I just remembered that like prior to it, I probably would have more exposure to it. So, but
I didn't play any Nongshim in the 3-3 yesterday. I just didn't. I didn't think they were going to win.
Like 2 lineups or one lineup.
The one guy that did one.
There was no Gory. That was the thing. Even in the
where was Gory? I went to bed at 10 yesterday. I passed out. The last night was the first night I got 7 hours of sleep.
Gory had like 800 kills in the first game.
Did he really?
Yeah. He went like, I want to say it was like 16-1-4 or something like that. I don't remember the exact.
So let me ask you. We kind of skipped this. Do you have any idea why Gen G do the shit that they do? Because they're either 11 kills or they drop 30, and I don't understand. Do you have any clue why they do this crap?
I just think they kind of take what's given to them. They think that they can beat you at the end in a team fight, but they're not going to, press anything that's not there for them. I think that's just what it comes down to. So if the team wants to scrap, they want to fight. And so a team like HLE has proven that they will. It's a situation that you can play Gen G. But when they're playing a team like, DRX most of the time, although this past weekend they had high scoring games with DRX, but different DRX team, or a Bro or one of these teams, and then maybe you don't play them. Maybe if they're not going to dictate the pace. They're going to counterpunch basically. So whatever you want to do, they're going to do with you. If you just want to play a macro game, they're going to macro. If you want to play a skirmish standing fight game, then that's what they're going to do too.
There's just no read on these people. Like every time I make these cash lineups, I feel like I'm putting too much gen in them. And then I'm like, okay, I wake up and I lose and I'm like, great, I lost because I played gen, And then the one time where they have that slate breaking game where they're just like, I'm
26, yeah.
What a ridiculous. I'm looking at this now. So Gory dropped 14 kills last night in a game.
Like game 1, yeah.
Man, well deserved. And then the Octam also dropped 12 kills in the next game. I mean,
it was a nice, and they fit perfectly. Knight captain. Knight had a fantastic first game. Peanut went off, and so I think the lineup that I had it wasn't the optimal lineup, but the one that won the 33 that I duped was Knight, Queen Tang, basically a small stack of Peanut, Gory, and the team. So
I like that. When this line, hold on, this is the second time NS 2-1 damn one.
Yeah, no, NS.
My God.
They're winning worlds, dude. They're like in second place right now. They're gonna.
No, they're not. They're not, right? They're not.
No, yeah, they are.
No, they're not. Shut up. They're not.
Yes. They're in second place by themselves. They're one game outside of Gen G. They'll be tied for first if Gen G loses to Hanwha. 8-2. They're 8-3, man. They're 8-3. What a split it's been. Team dynamics. Hey, we lost your mic.
Oh, I'm back.
Okay.
It's not team dynamics. It's team dynamics minus Kuzan, minus who was it, Guger or the guy they had, plus real people.
That's a dynamic team when you can put in different parts,
This split is a repeat of the split where T1 was mid-range and they come out of nowhere and beat Gen G in the finals.
Yeah, look. So
T1 beat them one. 100%. Lock it in. 150, 160, whatever it is. Lock it in. It's happening.
But don't you think a lot of people? I mean, we're talking DFS. Yeah, sure.
DFS, yes. Dam wants the spot. Like, Dam
But
wants,
like,
you gotta
because
go
people are
back.
going to take T1. It's coming off a win, Dam went off a loss. People are going to want to play T1. It is the late game on an early lock slate, so we don't know what their lineup's going to be.
Who, T1s?
Yeah.
It's the same lineup you saw. It's
It probably
Kana,
is.
Owner, Faker, Guma, Kirio. Lock it in.
Alright.
By the way, I had no coups because I knew they were gonna pull that crap. Nobody likes him there. Nobody likes that guy. Nobody likes that dude. That dude doesn't drink. Okay, he doesn't drink. That's probably what it is. I don't know what it is about that guy.
Korea.
Nobody likes him. I don't know why. Like, he's a normal jungler, but he just doesn't give you what you want. He's like the kick cereal of junglers. You know, he has one good game of the split, and then like he just falls off. This Owner kid's way more exciting. First of all, I really like this lineup. I'm glad that they brought this lineup in. I just feel bad for Teddy because Teddy's so goddamn good. Like, somebody get him on an LCS team where he could just make millions of dollars killing people.
Yeah, bring him on to TSM. They'd love. I mean, he'd love it there, dude.
Literally
farm
give the just pay the kid. Has he won? Has he won like anything serious? Has Teddy won? I think he has, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, just pay him. Just get him off. Like, get him off T1. Let him go get paid. Stop it. Like, I don't know what. Do you think it's Faker? Do you think Faker just like dictates who plays? Is it just Faker just like, I want to play with this guy, or I think we should try this and that, or is it the team just trying to figure it out because they fired their two coaches, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they fired their coaches just because. Look, you just can't have that many guys in there. There's so many people that are upset. I mean, you know, wouldn't you be upset like if you weren't playing? Like, you're not even on the challenger team. Like, wouldn't you rather be on the minor league team where you can play and know that you can be called up as opposed to being like just sitting on the bench?
It's T1. Should they look? The funny thing is they can't even let LS coach.
No, they shouldn't.
They shouldn't. They should 100% not. The kid overreacts to everything. And I watch his streams. I like how he talks about stuff. But the way he talks about itemization is like on the next level of OCD, right? He'll see like one wrong thing, and then he'll be like, "Oh, why is he doing this and not that? Like, this isn't correct. Like, it needs to be this or that because this thing is 5% better than this other thing." It's like, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's go into
LPL.
Here we go. We got Team WE versus Ultra Prime. WE minus 325, Ultra Prime 230. What are we thinking here?
Do WE just 2-0 this with Shanks?
I think they do. I mean, Ultra Prime, I bought into it. I put a lot of money into it. Wasn't $10,000, but I had a lot of money. I was just like, man, they're going to take one game. They're going to win the series.
What game was it that you bet on them?
Against OMG.
Oh, my guy.
Just need them to take one game.
That looked like a trap line. It was like OMG 180. I'm like, I'm not paying that for OMG.
No, all the statistics pointed that up was going to be the winning team. But, you know, I think the X factor is that just OMG is really good at team fighting, and Ultra Prime's not. So they can macro all that they want. They can get the gold advantage. But it's just not going to be a big enough advantage for when the two teams meet, whether it's at the Dragon, the Blue Buff, Scuttle, wherever it is. It's just not going to be enough. Abel and our boy Cream is just going to work them. And so, that's what happened.
If OMG plays in the LCS, are they the best team in the LCS?
Mm-hmm.
By far? Like, can we agree to this? Like, I think that they would destroy the LCS. They would completely destroy it.
I think especially at first because the teams would have to adjust to it. I don't think that – I think right away some of these teams just have such a hard time dealing with the up-paced tempo that they just get steamrolled 18, 19, 20 minutes. Just I don't know. I
think that's why Suning beat OMG because Suning – is only like they're like a punch-up team. I don't know why they like if their team is good as like is good at like team fighting, they'll team fight and they'll like try to be better. If they're good at macro, they'll macro and they'll try to be better. I don't know what Suning's game is. They're so hard to read, but like I don't know. I don't like them. Honestly, they're hard to read. I mean, I love WE. Like I said, I like them. I want the kids to succeed. It's just funny because like they've been pros for so long. and they just like can't get it together. Like everybody in their team, and then like Breve is just smurfing on everybody in the LPL. Like if you get the guy to Damwon, or do they just automatically become the best team again?
I don't think so because Khan's been playing out of his mind, man. So
He's been doing good. Yeah, he's been doing good.
So I mean, when it comes to this game, I'm all over WE. I think that's
WE just smash it.
-1.5 plus 105. That's probably where
smash it. Yeah. I like this line.
Yeah. Then we go into a revitalized Rogue Warriors team, plus 800 against Juggernaut Rare Adam. So I'm a huge Rare Adam fan.
Yeah, you're a Rare Adam guy. What do you like about him?
I mean, I like everything about him. I like that people don't like him. I like that people slept on him, and they continue to prove people wrong.
I like them. I mean, they're Vici. Like, how do you sleep on Vici?
I mean, look, they're a tough team to pinpoint in DFS. I mean, at this point, I think the books are onto it. It's hard to bet them. You're not getting those plus odds or even just reasonable odds. Minus 1,800. I'm not going to throw 18 units to win one. Probably not. Even minus 310 to get a sweep. I'm just probably not interested there. When it came to Rare Adam, it was just there have been a couple slates where if you had them, it was a perfect spot, especially because they are typically a low-scoring team. They're a team that, has traditionally bad kill participation. But, like, if you remember in spring, the stacks that won that 555, the big spring tournament, was a Damwon Rare Adam stack. And I remember, like, John was like, "Man, this is so Emrick season." And I was like, "Man, I played Rare Adam, and I played a lot of Rare Adam, but I did not play Rare Adam with Damwon." That was when they were playing FPX. Like, I went to bed at that point. I was just like, "Man, this was the time. This was my time to shine. This was 50 grand," and I just,
Man, did I play it? I think I played it.
It was a Rare Adam. They played FPX. It was a Saturday. They played FPX, and then like the second game, there was like the file was corrupted or something, so they didn't show us the second game. You went from the first game to the third game. We're like, "Oh yeah, hey, this is what happened in the second game, guys."
I had RA plus 1.5 in that game. And then I'm sitting there like watching it with friends, just like drinking, and I'm hammered. And they're like, "We didn't have the game, but RA won." I was like, "All right then, we're good."
Yeah, it was like it was just a fiesta always. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, it was dude. I remember that game. That was a funny game. Vici 2-0. Let's just not even talk about it.
Let's move on because
I'm playing this in cash. I'm smashing this in cash.
There's a Juggernaut game right after this. I mean, this is a true game here. We've got Top Esports minus 130 against FPX, who have even odds. I don't know, man. I'm almost interested in taking Top Esports after last night. I mean, look, I get they were playing BLG, but minus 1.5 plus 220. Top Esports look like they've kind of figured it out, but they tend to do that when they're winning. They look like they have it all figured out, and then the next game they come out and they do something that just kind of makes you wonder what the hell is going on in Jackie Love's mind.
I mean, I think Jackie's so good of a player that he outplays himself.
Or he thinks he's so good of a player that he outplays himself.
Yeah, I mean,
confidence is key.
I don't know what it is, but like if you remember last season, he would literally just pick Tristana and he would just do his thing the whole time. He's like, "I don't care if I win or lose. I'm playing Tristana, and until I beat it into everybody's head that I'm good at this." And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to think about FPX. My thing with FPX is that if I'm on FPX, then they will lose. If every time I've needed FPX to come through for me, they don't. They just don't. In this scenario, I like top, so FPX is smashing.
Yeah, I mean, look, when it comes to it's going to be interesting to see how they price this game out in correlation with the other games. Like I said, like we've got 2 banger games in the LCK. I think both of those games are playable. Team WE is going to be playable against UP. That's going to be probably, I mean, that's not even your safest bet. Rare Adam against Rogue Warriors, but even Rogue Warriors have won a couple games now that just kind of makes
what a crazy slate.
I mean, yeah,
this is a crazy slate. This is a good slate, and they're only going to give us 3 entries in the 3-3-3. That's going to be the best part. They're going to screw us like that again tonight. They
gave us 4. You know what they're going to do for tomorrow? They're going to go ahead and you're going to be like, we're going to do the 180.
The 180, yeah, the 180. Man, these people are just killing us. Give us a real contest.
I made
180 crap.
I made a plea to DraftKings on Twitter today. I was like, guys, Stop with these like 180 single entry for
180s.
LCS, LEC.
What? Why we
Give
feel
us
we
a
feel
double
it?
entry. Give us a triple. Give us go 150 3-entry max. I promise you, the 40 people that are playing that tournament will throw in another 150 or another $300 if you give us the option, because you give us nothing else in those other states.
But we fill the 3-3-3 every night.
Yeah, I mean it's a different kind of clientele. I think that the late night. I mean, look, I know that the LEC slates have a harder time filling, but even a double entry or
I love the
three-entry
LEC
max.
slates now. I used to hate
too.
it.
Yeah, well, we're super degens. Not everybody is. Some of these people just play it because there's nothing else to play. I mean, that's the reality. If the
That's
All-Star
really
game,
what it is. Yeah.
If the All-Star game was on Thursday, or the All-Star game was on Friday or Saturday, and there were no other sports around, these slates would just blow up during the day because people are looking for things to bet, but they don't want to stay up Eastern time till 4 or 5 in the morning. It was different last year when people didn't have to work or their jobs were vastly reduced. I mean, I was working through the entire lockdown, but I had nothing to do. So
Man, I would kill to get those slates back again. Oh my god, those slates. 50K first place, 60K first place. You're like, dude, I actually want to play this.
I had
don't
no
wanna
idea
put
what I was doing.
141.
That was the problem. Is I couldn't.
No,
capitalize.
nobody did. Nobody did. People, dude, if you look back at March 2020, you will see that people won with absolutely the freest lines of all time.
Yeah, 2-2-2s and like weird stuff like that.
No. Not even. I literally like the first week of that happening. People won with 4-3s. They were just like 4-3, 4-3, and everybody was like getting destroyed. I still remember it. Like literally, the basic 4-3 won 50K.
Well, yeah, but there was also like a 2-2-2-1 that won one of the slates. I remember it specifically because somebody had mentioned it on Twitter.
That
and
was
like,
so
yeah,
weird.
I don't really think that this is probably your optimal solution.
That was the Max Steinberg special, baby.
Yeah.
The Khalid 4-1-1-1 was the craziest thing I saw ever. It was literally just like the guy hit optimize and threw it in. That was crazy. I think about it myself, like, how do you recreate this line?
We're never
gonna
going to have
screw
that.
us.
We'll never have that again.
Give us one weekly contest on Friday or Saturday, 5-5-5, 3-entry. Give us a real contest, 20 grand first place. Can we have a real contest? This 5K, 10K stuff. And then the main competition is not even worth playing. I don't know how you play that thing. How do you play the main one? Even tonight, it's like you have to pay above third place money to try to win first place money.
I mean, I just stopped. I stopped playing it unless I'm going to play.
Nobody plays it.
Like, if you wanted to play like tonight, if you wanted to play something like TT with IG, or like Bro with IG, or something like that, or like Sandbox TT. That's a spot that you could play it in, but you're still throwing. I mean, you're throwing money either way.
It's absolutely a money pit. They need to reinvent that contest completely.
You
Give
just
us a real contest.
and just run it 60 times, man. You just do
somebody does that too, right? Like somebody does do that. Like somebody does submit one lineup like 80,000 times. I remember. People play weird stuff. I've seen people play absolutely the weirdest stuff, like stuff that I can't even figure out how they like what brain they use to come up with that stuff. But in this slate specifically, you have to have top or Fun Plus Phoenix in all of your lineups. That will be the top game. I think that will be the top game for sure. You're not winning with RAWE. It's not happening. You're not stacking RAWE and winning. That game will have an effect on the slate for sure, just like it always does. And then you're waking up in the morning, catching game 3 and going, oh crap, I lost everything.
All right, well, let's move on. We've got another kind of interesting slate on Sunday. This is the one that I'm worried about, like the contest for. I think Saturday is going to be just okay, but I think the Sunday slate's going to have some problems. We're going to have Fred at Brion playing DRX, and then we've got Nongshim against KT. So Fred at Brion is actually a -180 favorite against DRX. I don't know. I mean, if you buy into this new bottom lane and you think that they're going to have something, this might be a line to hammer right now. But as it stands, the two lowest scoring teams that give up the least amount of points are going to totally skip that in DFS. And so I don't think I really even need to come to you for your analysis on it. I know how you feel. So let's just talk about NS. The red Nongshim against KT. Nongshim -230, might be playing for first place. KT has given us glimpses of maybe turning that corner, but man, they've been disappointing the last couple of weeks.
They need to make dragons more valuable. If you make dragons more valuable, games like this don't just absolutely suck. The LCK sucks because nobody does anything. They don't need to do anything until they're 18 minutes into the game. The only thing they play for is Herald once a week. Give these people something to play for early. It feels like they just don't have any reason to fight each other. And then we get games like this where, like John said last week, he's going to spend time with his kids and family rather than watch this crap. So, yeah, I mean, something needs to change in the meta to make Korea play the game. They're not playing the game.
Why? This is just a crazy meta. Like if this meta doesn't do it,
but we're in the meta where
they're going to find a way not to do anything. They're going to find a way not to do anything.
We're in the meta where at 34 minutes, people two-shot each other. Literally two-shot. And we get 8-6 score lines.
You know what they should do? They should buff the gore drinker again.
The gore drinker is ridiculous, but regardless, NSKT, I want to believe in KT. I want to believe in them, and I just can't believe in them. I don't know what it is.
So here's the thing. So we've got a comment in here. Give them 500 gold per kill. I'm going to tell you why. You'd have to do that just for the pro game, though. You'd have to change it. You'd have to change it so that the pro playlist, kind of like in Call of Duty, the pro playlist is different than what you can actually play in the competitive setting. But like solo queue with 500 per kill, like those. I mean, the game's get out of hand.
The game's going to end in 6 minutes.
I mean, you get people that want to forfeit after like 3 kills. So you're down 3-0, and it's like, all right, 15. Let's just go next. The game's over.
They need to change something, but yeah, I mean, going to this, I like this game because I feel like KT are like the Suning almost of the LCK. They always punch up and they try to play up to the team's rankings. In this case, like, if you didn't tell me NS was an A3 team, I wouldn't believe you, right? Straight up, like, I wouldn't believe you.
Why?
Because I don't know. Maybe my brain is just still shut down from last season.
I think that's what it is. I mean, look, they beat KT. They beat Sandbox. I mean, here's the thing that I think is kind of. I mean, they get 2-0'd by Bro.
Just get a different ADC, man. Just get a different AD carry.
So here's the thing. So Nongshim don't tend to sweep, so they're not dominant. They're dominant in particular games. Like they have one dominant game, then they lose a game, and then they have like an all right game. So, I mean, this is the team that is kind of that upstart team. I like them. I mean, you've got the veteran leadership, and
I like them. I like them for sure. I love Peanut. Like
Rich is not in team like he was in last split. I mean, like people were all about Rich last split.
Yeah, they hated him. He played Aatrox. Like when you play Aatrox, you're gonna end. Like the champion is designed for you to either go off or end. So when you play Aatrox and you look bad on him, everybody's gonna flame you.
Well, look, they just need to buff Gore Drinker again, and then we can have these mega, Aatrox teams.
Those massive Aatrox games where Someday's going to run around in a corner for 40 minutes just not doing shit and then just lose. Yeah, I mean, NS win this, but do you want any part of this? Like, are KT a team that even give up good points? From a betting perspective, yeah, I mean, you probably just take KT plus 1.5, right? Like, it doesn't feel like Nongshim are dominant like that. They just close out the series.
Yeah, it's hard to say because they're going through the second spin of the round robin for the LCK, and they did get 33 kills in a 2-1, and then 4 in the loss. So that's the other problem with playing Nongshim is they're not this like super deadly team when they're losing.
Yeah, they're finding themselves. I mean,
they do well in their wins, but in their losses, 4, 6, 13, 6, 7, 3,
they
2,
suck.
3, 6.
Yeah.
So it's hard when they're going a lot of these 2-1s to large stack them. But I like Gory in the right situation. You can always put Peanut in there, and Dekadam, or however you say his name.
Duckdom, yeah.
Duckdom.
They call him Duckdom. I mean, I like all of them. Like, I like everybody on NS. I want to like KT. I do. I want to be a KT fan, and they just continuously suck. Like they show up and they're like, we're really good, and then they just fail. I mean, yeah, I think NS just there's NS probably win 2-1 and we move on. But even in the game where NS lose, like what are we really expecting KT to do, right? 15, 18 kills.
So we got the comment here in the chat. Look at who's last in LCK and goal difference at 15. That's going to be Nongshim, minus 793.
So what? They just have a shitty start.
Yeah, I mean their goal differential per minute is middle of the pack, only best by AF, Damwon, T1, and Gen G, and then their gold per minute is fourth best. So they have a couple of those stats in their favor, but they're also not really 37% in first blood, 34% in first tower. So yeah, man, maybe they just like kind of sit back and say, hey, we're gonna see what you're gonna do the first 15 minutes, and you're gonna think you're winning, and then we're gonna come out and win. I mean,
they probably just let Peanut dictate the whole pace and just sit in lane. I mean, that's kind of what the games have been so far, right?
Well, and that doesn't separate wins and losses. So I think that
Yeah,
you probably
wins
see
are-
a
wins are
pretty
wins.
stark contrast that they just get dominated in their losses and they kind of go a little bit more even in their wins. But
Well, I mean, is it really just that simple? Does
Well,
Peanut get going or does he not get going?
I can only think of like one or two specific games where Nongshim just got out to a lead and just ran with it. And both of the times it was against Damwon. Every other time it feels like they're really even for 20, 25, 30 minutes, and then they kind of make that turn and take the lead and then win.
I don't want any part of either of these games, honestly. I think if KT upset, you have a small stack you can play with. You're probably not playing an S unless you're talking one of those 3-4 lineups I was talking about, where you have Peanut in the top, or in the captain slot, and then you can stack like 4 LPL players. But you would need a full sweep, a five team win. You would need 5 teams to just win out for that kind of thing to hit.
All right. Well, enough of this LCK. We got 3 games on the LPL slate here.
Let's move on, yeah.
This one actually is probably the most exciting set of games, and it's like, how am I going to stay up? How am I going to be able on a Sunday morning after all of these games that we're watching, LEC and everything? How am I going to do this on the East Coast? It's a little easier for you. I think you're on Pacific time.
Not staying up for that, but I want to be. I mean, do you want to stay up to watch Edward Gaming 2 or I'll never give up?
I mean, I don't know. There's JG and Suning. You got LNG and OMG. I mean,
that game's going to be good. That game's actually going to be good. That game's going to be good.
I mean, but I think that you're probably splitting some of your DFS lineups with that EDG RNG game, right? I mean,
I don't know what happened with RNG. They just haven't gotten their feet set. Even the win yesterday, right, was a hard fought one, right?
Yeah, I mean, they just didn't really do anything. But if you remember RNG, even last split, there were times that they didn't do anything and they just won. I don't think that's what they did in the split, but I think they were almost even in gold, even despite being down 7-0 in kills, and then they turned to fight at Baron. Truthfully, I didn't watch the first game. I was sleeping. I woke up and I was like, I checked Google and I was like, what?
Wow. So RNG hasn't beaten a good team this season.
Let's see.
This is an EDG 2-0. I mean,
they beat Rogue Warriors, who recently.
This is where we're at right now. This is the conversation we're having in the summer before Worlds. They beat the Rogue Warriors.
Yeah.
A team that picks up guys off the street and throws them into the support position.
They beat Rogue Warriors. They beat Betty. I mean, Betty used to be their ADC. This time last year, Betty was down in the bottom lane. It wasn't Gala.
Yeah, and there's a reason why they didn't go anywhere with that thing. This is an EDG 2-0. I mean, it is what it is. I don't really. Do you see something different here? Do you think that RNG punch up?
I think in DFS it's interesting at plus 185.
In DFS maybe. I mean, but
yeah,
how far down are they on the list? Are they bottom? If they're bottom, then yeah. If they're mid range.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. It's just one of those situations where I think a lot of people are going to think like you're thinking right now, that EDG is going to 2-0 this. And, correct me if I'm wrong, you're probably going to have an RNG lineup. Yeah.
He got me, boys. Can't sell it, but yeah, I mean, I am going to have, but the winner of the Worlds this year will be an LPL team. You just have to decide which one you want to pick. The point is that the way that you look at these teams right now, whether you look at EDG or Top or even Rare Atom, am I forgetting anybody? Fun plus Phoenix. The way those teams look, they look so good, and in the spots where they win, that it's really tough for me to be able to look at RNG the way they've been playing and say, yeah, they're up there right now.
Man, I just hope that at Worlds we get a Rare Atom versus Team Rogue final, and then just Kevin can
Would that
implode.
Would you just be Randy Marsh sitting in the tent, the meme?
I'd just be chilling. I'd be like, I told everybody, it's just taking a long time. I don't think that's gonna happen, but
the LPL should get 4 spots to Worlds. Let's just be real here. They should, because they deserve it. But they're not going to. They're going to get only 3 spots, right? And then we're going to be really sad again. Or do they get 4?
I thought they got 4.
Yeah, if they get 4, then we're good. But then you got to pick which one of these teams is not making it. And right now it's RNG. It's not even JD or WE right now, right?
No. RNG's not making it, man. It's going to be JDG, Top Esports, EDG, Rare Atom, Fun Plus Phoenix. One of those teams is going to be left out. And
man, I feel bad for my boys at WE and LNG.
Well, LNG's been, fading, and that's kind of the point here against OMG. I don't know, man. LNG's a minus 230 favorite. OMG's plus 175. OMG just comes off to me as like that fan favorite.
I love it.
That people want to play at DFS because they score a lot. They have a fun style. That series against WE was probably one of the most fun.
Best game I watched. I watched all season long. Best game.
And then we went from that, and we had to watch LEC and LCS later. It was disappointing, And I mean, I like also because these games are on a tape delay. I'm sure you noticed this. A lot of people might not know, but they do play it at a faster speed than actual speed.
I think OMG win this game. I don't see how these odds play. Do you feel the same way? Do you feel like OMG win this game?
Yeah, I just think LNG's fading into the wrong direction. I mean, and they're going to be higher priced in DraftKings just on the basis that they're going to be a 230 favorite. I think people are going to play LNG, and I think, I'm going to play OMG, and LNG is going to 2-0. That's just what's going to happen. Yeah.
I don't know, man. You can't lose to E-Star and tell me that. They lost to Up, dude. Whatever, the Up, right? That's everybody changed their name, right? E-Star is Up now, so they lost to them. How did that happen? They really didn't look like they knew what they were doing in that game, and I smashed WML against them.
Well, and they didn't look good against RA either, so it's just like, I mean, I wish we had another game to watch them. Like, I just want to see them again before they play.
You just want to get disappointed again?
No, I just want to feel more confident in my pick here.
This is the LNG fade spot because they play Suning next, and they're gonna probably lose that too. So I mean, they got to either make it up here. They're probably doing their homework on this spot. They really need this win. But if you look, is this their only game this week? After the Tuesday loss to WE, this is it. They just play OMG. They're ready for this game. So
yeah, they don't play again until the 21st.
Yeah, so I think that they really need this win.
Yeah.
I don't know if they get it, but I see a 2-1 either way. And a plus 180, I'm taking OMG.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't want any part of LNG at the minus 230. Even, I mean, look, if you're going to take them, the minus 1.5 plus 135, I don't think is terrible. I think OMG is semi-fraudulent. So that's just, I think LNG is fraudulent too. So who's the bigger fraud is kind of what you're betting on here.
I'm taking OMG. I'm just I don't know, but does teams score well against LNG? I mean, in this case, you pair OMG with EDG and you got yourself a nice cake of a lineup, or is this kind of how we do?
Well, against LNG, not necessarily. LNG in losses 11, 16, 15, 16, 17, 13, 15. But it's going to be against OMG, whose wins are 16, 24, 18, 34, 11, 23, 12, 17. That was against TT, and then 20, 26. So, who's going to dictate the pace is kind of the situation that we're looking at here.
Okay. OMG.
All right. Well,
I mean, they're going to be dogs. I don't see a better dog. I feel like this is actually I do see a better dog. It's coming up in the next one.
well, I mean that covers the weekend. So
So, are you on
tell me
Sooning?
the other dog that you're thinking of. Are you talking
It's
about?
Sooning. It has to be
Okay.
Sooning, right? Like you have to
Oh,
look at
against
Sooning.
JDG, yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an interesting spot, but like they've looked bad against good teams, man. That's the problem.
Yeah, they do. Did they lose to WE? Because if so, they're losing to JD. Is this it's the same?
Yeah, they lost to WE. They beat up. They beat BLG. They lost to EDG, lost to LGD, and then were able to beat RNG. Your mic's gone.
When you have games like this, how do you go and look at Bro DRX and KTNS? These are 3 good games. You could make all your lineups with these games. It's so hard to be able to fit anything from the LCK.
It just depends on when there's 3 LPL games, it's hard to go over to it, except for like on Saturday where you've got like kind of the 4 teams playing against each other that you want to have in a matchup with the T1 Damwon and the Gen G HLE. Those are the 4 teams against each other that you're kind of looking for, unless Nongshin's playing Damwon, because you have to hammer that if it happens in the playoffs.
Oh God, don't get me started. Yeah, I mean, I see 6 potential outcomes here, right? Because LNG can win, OMG can win, JD can win, Suning can win, EDG can win, maybe RNG win. But I mean, obviously RNG being who they are right now, I don't know if they. I almost want to eat the juice in the +1.5, honestly, if they get it together. Perhaps they've been preparing for this game. They don't have any games before this either.
All right, well, that kind of recaps not recaps, but kind of covers the entire weekend that we have here for the LPL LCK. We're about an hour in. If you want, we can jump into this.
Is this your territory right here? LEC LCS.
I mean, I've just become really one-dimensional when it comes into LEC, so I think you can kind of.
So what's the one-dimensional take here? Give me the breakdown, the Emrick take. Who is good in the LEC? Who is a team where you just look to them and you just say, I'm playing these guys?
It wasn't like this at first, but it is now. We're just hammering Team XL. That's it, man. Marcoon's the dude, man. Like, and if you look at actually the scoring in the LEC, while every league is pretty similar, the LEC dominates top scoring junglers. So junglers are outscoring in a lot of cases in wins. They're ADCs, they're mids, and while junglers are scoring well in the LPL, the LCK, and the LCS, they're not outscoring those other traditional carries. So you can get these situations just like in the CBLOL where you can play top, and it's a little different this split, but last split and splits before you could go top. Now you go jungle, even when the ADC or the mid is available, and you're getting an automatic advantage. And Marcoon is one of those guys that you want to play. I think this XL plays a much more up-tempo game. And here's the best part. On Friday, tomorrow, they are the first game. They're playing Misfits +190. Dude, I'm all over it. All over that game. Probably going to lose a lot of money.
XL +190 against Misfits. What do you not like about Misfits?
But they're playing XL, dude.
I mean, you got to pick your spots. I guess that's a spot. You know what I noticed for some reason is, I don't know what it is about LEC, but it seems like upsets, especially early, love to happen in the LEC. There's just something that breaks the slate immediately, and I don't know why that is. It's like
this fits that profile.
It just fits it so well. It just smells like an upset.
Well, especially XL has been playing a lot better, despite not being able to pick up some of the games that they threw the game against Fnatic last year or last week. So this is a spot where a lot of people are going to probably look at XL, maybe look at the box scores, maybe they didn't watch that game, and they're going to like, oh, they lost. They had that big win 2 weeks ago. Can't even remember, but it was when these guys came out and made that substitution. I mean, there's a lot of good plays on XL, and no matter who you want to pair them with, you've got Nuke Duck, you've got Patrick, you've got Marcoon. All three of these carries can be put in the captain position. All three of these carries can be a small stack with a captain in that position. They're playing Misfits. Misfits coming off, just Misfits are going to be, I would say that they're going to be decent chalk, right? I mean, I think that they do very well in a win here. Like, I don't think that it's wrong to play Misfits, but from a GPP perspective, I'm probably going to have a lot of exposure to Excel, and that's going to dictate my slate. Because these other games that are on here, you've got Rogue minus 425 against SO4. You've got SK versus Mad Lions. I mean, where people are going to go. Mad Lions minus 450, a bigger favorite than Rogue. You've got Fnatic against Astralis, which is not necessarily one that's going to be a huge high-scoring game. And then you've got kind of a banger at the end with E2 minus 210 versus Vitality plus 165. So I think you can even go with like an XL Vitality kind of pairing here.
I kind of want to play this big tournament for sure. I kind of want to play this big tournament, seeing these matches. The big tournament tomorrow is like a 70 entry, 5K. A little beer ski, little brewski on a Thursday.
Oh man,
I kind of like this slate for like GPP value, if you really look at it, because you got Excel. I mean, Rogue are just Rogue, but do you think SK and Astralis and Vitality just roll over? Because I don't really think so.
No, I mean, G2 is one of the hardest. Like, G2 is one of those teams.
Yeah, G2 are. You obviously target against them
because they have the name, they have kind of the pedigree. It's kind of like Cloud9 right now. It's just hard to understand what team's going to show up, how they like. You can talk your way into it or out of it, and then feel like an idiot no matter what happens if you're on the wrong side, or feel like just the biggest brain genius if you get it right. So it's one of those things for me. This is going to be, I'm going to have XL, and I'm going to mix XL with a lot of these favorites and a couple of these dogs. And, if XL loses, I'll probably have a couple hedges with Misfits, and my cash lineup will probably have Misfits. So, I'm either going to hit big on some of these GPPs, or I'm going to hedge it out with the cash lineup and hopefully hit some winner take alls and, come out a little bit ahead, and I can play again the next day.
Okay. So if you had to play cash, what are you playing?
I don't know if the salaries are out, but like, you've got Misfits.
They are. They're out. I think they're out. Let me see. Oh, they're out, bro. Fnatic at the top, then Rogue, G2, Mad, and Misfits.
Probably Mad Misfits. Like, that feels good. I mean,
you just gave me this entire speech. The Misfits are losing.
Yeah, I like to hedge, man. Like, look, I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I carry a lot of baskets, dude.
I'm just saying, like, you spoke with a lot of conviction here. Absolutely. I don't really have any conviction. I mean, like, do you think that Fnatic and Mad Lions just destroy the two teams, and Rogue obviously clear out Schalke, and we just call it a day?
I think Mad Lions win for sure. Don't want to bet at minus 450, but I feel pretty confident Mad Lions are going to win. That's not an upset that I see happening.
What about Astralis?
Astralis is more likely. I think Astralis is more likely to upset Fnatic than SK is to upset Mad Lions. If you're looking for
yeah, I mean, I would. Didn't they just upset Misfits, right? They did. What's up, Josh? they just. Astralis just upset Misfits, right? In that game where Magic Felix TP'd on the in the back door with Silas and shit. Nobody could stop him because Silas is stupid strong with 4 items.
No, dude, he doesn't do any damage.
Doesn't need to. He did damage to the Nexus. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like this slate as a GPP slate because it looks like on paper it looks like 5 favorites, except for G2 being wonky. It looks like 5 favorites, and those slates are always the ones that I want to target. That's why you see the crap that I win with and just go, what is wrong with this guy?
Yeah, and I think when you're looking at like Rogue and SO4, like this is the type of game where this is one of those low-scoring Rogue games. I mean, people like to have this perception that Rogue is low-scoring all the time. They're not. They have plenty of 19, 18, 19 kill wins, but SO4, I mean, while they have a 19 kill win over SO4, this is just one of those games with Kyrie. They're just going to walk all over him.
I appreciate you losing money with me on Rogue last week. We believed in it. We thought it would happen. There's definitely cash options here, and I guarantee you that we're gonna be talking tomorrow, and things are gonna turn out, I think, a little bit different on the slate because it looks too readable, and every time one of these slates looks too readable, stuff like you said is happening. Excel.
I just want to know who Josh is playing in cash.
Josh, let us know.
Yeah, just throw out your cash lineup for us. I mean,
does Josh just play like 2 teams and he just calls it a day? He's like, I'm good. I'll just play this team with this team.
Absolutely not. We are absolutely not falling on King Crowning. I've lost more money on Vitality. So last split, Josh tried to get everybody,
hyped about Vitality.
Yeah, and I was like, man, they suck. I watched them. They're terrible. Crowning's not that good. This split coming in, I was like, man, you know what? Like, he wore me down, dude. He wore me down. I started playing Vitality. I'm losing money. I've got Vitality futures. I'm losing money. You send me a text message. You're like, yo, hey, or a DM. You're like, look, I think Rogue's free money. Am I wrong? I'm like, no, dude, you're right, dude. They are. They're free money. Like, throw a bunch of money on it. I'm like, yeah, dude, this guy's right. Like, I didn't want to bet it, but then I was like, I talked you into it. But I was like, yeah, look, you take Rogue and G2, take the games off. It's free money, man. And then
McGregor's free money, guys. O'Malley's free money, guys.
Well, O'Malley was, but yeah,
not the way we thought it would be.
No. But I mean, it was fantastic score for DFS still.
Oh yeah, must have been top notch. 5 rounds would have been killer. But yeah, I'm sorry, but it feels to me like the LEC is just the most surprising league.
Oh, stop it! It is not. It is not
even
close.
The
LCS is by far more surprising.
Okay, LCS now for sure, but at the start, it felt like LEC was just like pick your poison, and I hated it for a while. But okay, let's.
Well,
I think
here's
I think we know what's happening in this slate.
But the other thing is that you have to think about the echo chamber that we're kind of in the Discord with Josh just constantly talking about Vitality. I think that we have this perception of Vitality, and people's perception of Vitality is different outside of the Discord than it is inside of the Discord, and it's 100% because of Josh and what he does, constantly promoting them. So yeah, let's just kind of move on. The second half of this weekend for.
Do you want to do LEC?
Let's quick through the second set of games to see if there's anything interesting, because there certainly is. We've got XL against SK Gaming. XL is the favorite, -135. I think that's a smash.
Smash it.
You're probably going to play them probably even cash after they beat Misfits. They're going to be pretty chalky.
Look at this G2 line. And tell me why I'm not smashing Fnatic and messaging you, asking you why Fnatic is free again.
Yeah, man, I was trying
to
take my time here. Look, I think there's 2 lines on here that are smash spots. First of all, Mad Lions -210, probably putting 4 units. Just take it
against Vitality, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my god, you just pierced Josh's heart.
I mean, he knows.
That's the smash spot. You pay -210 in esports.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Like, why not? This is it. But yeah, Fnatic plus 110. Yeah, absolutely. And then just take. You know what? Honestly, even if you don't want to bet plus 110, you don't want to take a side. The over on this is going to be 27, 28.
Just bet the over.
Yeah.
Just bet the over. What is
it? Look, this is what it is, dude. This is what you do. It's a Vegas Dave 600 unit play. It's a whale play. Like right now, me and you, we're collabing on this. It's a collab bet. Like a lot of people like to say they're collab bets. This is it. This is a collab bet. We're taking the over. We don't even know what the line is. We're taking the over.
On the Fnatic G2? Yeah, I would just take. I bet if you look at it from a historical perspective and you just compare all the G2 and Fnatic games, I bet you more have gone over than under. I bet you probably a significant percentage have gone over.
What number are you taking the under on this?
I'm not.
So it comes out at 32.
You'd have to pay me to take it an under on this game. Yeah, I mean it'd be like 33, like 32, 33 for sure. But like, why would you take the under on this game?
Solati would not like that, man.
Why would you take the under in this game? Which actually makes me think that, like, do you think more people are going to be on Vitality because they expect G2 to just suck tomorrow, and then the G2 just smash?
No, man, that just comes back to the whole echo chamber thing. I don't think people are going to be on Vitality. Here's one. If you play a lot of DFS and you follow him on Twitter, maybe you don't, but if you see his name up in the scoreboard, Billy Von Elt has a whole ranking system that he has based off of gold. And when we look at that, Vitality is actually a lot closer to G2 than I would have thought. They're actually above Misfits. They're the fourth highest team. It goes Fnatic, Rogue, G2, Vitality, Misfits, Mad Lions, XL, Astralis, SK, and then Slot. From a percentage standpoint, they're almost equal. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess when you're getting plus 165, it's just I always think that G2 is just going to turn the corner. Like, it doesn't matter what we've seen. I won't play Wonder anymore because I think he's washed. So I don't know, man. Like, I'm not playing. I'm not playing G2. I'm not playing Vitality. I'm just out of it. You're trying to talk me into this. I'm doing it again. I'm not doing it.
All right.
You're talking me into
Vitality. But you will.
You're talking me into how bad. You're not even saying anything. I'm talking myself into how bad.
This is how you talked yourself into Rogue last week with me, where we lost another couple grand.
Yeah, I'm like, look, dude, I don't want to play any of these guys. Like, Cap sucks. Yanko sucks.
He's bald.
Wonder has been terrible. Mickey X is playing Pantheon and Guitar. Like, I don't want to play any of these dudes. Like, so why would I not bet against them? And then they come out and they have a good game. And you're just like,
hey, I love the spot for Rogue against Astralis, though. That's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think so. I would not at minus 425.
All these LEC slates, I'm telling you, man, they're just poison. It's just poison. SKXL, poison. Misfits, probably not poison there, but whatever. Vitality, Mad Lions, I know you locked it. Okay. Rogue, Astralis, G2, Fnatic, poison.
Let's talk about some real poison. Let's get into the LCS.
Okay, poison. That's real poison. Who's subbed in this week? Tell me who it is now, because I know for sure, because it's going to be the same crap.
Well, so first of all, we have Immortals plus 190 against Cloud9.
What happened with Immortals? Like, did I not win the first slate on Immortals Golden Guardians or some shit like that?
I don't know. Like, did you? Tell me.
It was Immortals with was it? It was Golden Guardians Immortals. It was
Immortals
solo Rays, yeah.
And yeah, you know what? Yeah, in Golden Guardians, the first game they beat C9 23 kills. Yeah, you probably did.
Did you see the head-to-head that I won last week for $7 grand?
No, I don't look through your head-to-heads.
Oh, I posted it in the esports department. It was the
it was like 60-50. Yeah,
60 to 40, dude.
Yeah, no,
I played 4 Immortals.
Well, and that's the problem, though, with Immortals. They don't get a lot of kills in their wins. They've had a couple. They had like a 29-kill win. They had the 20-kill win. And you're chasing that. They made you money, so you're chasing that. But outside of that, like 17, 16, 14, 14, 13, 12.
Immortals, dude. They're just like you want them to be good, and they're just not. I really was a big Immortals supporter at the start. They were doing so well. Like, out of nowhere, right? They had so much success, and now they're
look, dude. They played the new 100T team that hadn't played together yet. They played Golden Guardians and they played CLG. It's like they had a 3-0 weekend, but contextually, who did they beat?
But so what does C9 do here? They drop 16 kills and we go to the next game.
Yeah, and you're like forced to play them because you can't play some of these other teams because DK prices this crazily.
C9 is actually
Cloud9 is the only team that you can play with anybody.
They're not that terribly priced. I mean, they're like third right now.
That's how it is. It's how it always is.
So you want to play them because of the upside, but then they let you down unless Fudge drops 12 kills and ruins the slate?
Pretty much. And well, I mean, like you go into the next game, you've got this new look FlyQuest team plus 160 against TSM. You know people are going to play. I'm coming off a 3-0 weekend. You know I'm going to be wearing the jersey. I've got two. I've got the spring and the Worlds.
TSM smash spot.
Do you ever feel good playing TSM though?
No, I hate TSM. As people, I hate them.
I like Power of Evil, but like
I like PoE. But as a team, TSM are so frustrating to bet for or against because they do magical shit when in times where they need to, and that's what upsets me.
I mean, like, look, this looks like this feels like either a game that TSM wins with 15 kills or a game that they give up 7 kills and just back slowly into their fountain over the course of 35 minutes, letting FlyQuest
I was
do
gonna.
whatever they want.
I bet TSM or who did they play last week? They played FlyQuest. No, they didn't play FlyQuest. Who did they beat? It was like the worst performance I've ever seen from Huni ever.
They beat Golden Guardians. That's who they beat.
Yeah, that's it. They narrowly beat Golden Guardians, and Huni is so freaking washed. I have never seen a guy play that bad in such a long time. I was just literally, my eyes were just popping out of my face. I'm like, they paid this person actual money to play this game. I was raging in the chat. I was like, dude, they pay this guy real money to play this game. I couldn't believe it. He was like 0-5-6 going into the Nexus. I was sitting there like, how is this guy a real player?
14-10, 42 minutes. That sounds about right.
That's the way TSM wins. They win in really, really boring fashion, and they lose in really boring fashion. And if you're a TSM fan, you know, go somewhere.
Look, I'm taking FlyQuest plus 160. I'm going to hammer it probably.
They're exciting. Why did I love this change? Because they literally said we're just putting in our entire academy roster because everybody on FlyQuest sucks, and they just like totally replaced them. And the academy roster is killing it. How is this a thing? Like, how does this even happen? Like, how is the academy roster so much worse, or so much better than the main roster?
Well, what's crazy is that their main roster has gone in. Actually, they split games the last 2 days, but they I don't know, man. I think they're all about equal. I just think that they probably play better together as a team. I think there was some stuff going on. You know, they won't say it, but look, it's pretty obvious that despite what Licorice is saying, they didn't like each other. There was just, as Chemstat would say, there's no synergy between them.
I like Triple a lot. I like all these people. I like Triple. I like Tomo. I'm okay on Diamond. I don't really care about him. But NXI is really good too, and Kumo's just whatever. But they're just destroying people. Like, they're actually playing really well. Like, NXI and Triple are just really good right now. And I don't know if they're going to be able to beat TSM, but I hope they do. Like, I want to see them win. I just feel like this is probably a spot where TSM probably just grind out a 14-10 win, like somebody said. And then I'll probably just call it in the chat again. 16-5, 16-8, whatever it is. I want FlyQuest to win this game, for sure. I want them to succeed.
Well, going into the next game, we have kind of Team Dignitas, a little bit resurgent. No more Dardoch, no more toxicity. Plus 255 against a reeling 100 Thieves team that's a minus 360 favorite. Seems to have kind of regressed back to a team that just doesn't do a whole lot in their wins. They're not good for fantasy. I mean, even through that stretch of games where they were with 7 or 8 wins, they only had 2. Once against TL, the 26 kill win, and a 21 kill win, also against Team Liquid. Everybody else, it's like 14, 11, 15, 16, but people play them, myself included. This is going to be the week where I quit 100 Thieves. I'm just not – it's not happening. I'm not playing against Dignitas. Probably the mistake. Probably not going to bet this. I think 100 Thieves wins. I think they get like 15 kills.
15-6, 15-7.
Yeah.
I've been trying to find spots where with CLG and Dignitas where the games go over. I don't know if this would be an over spot per se, because 100 Thieves are such a letdown in terms of like the way they execute and how they perform right now. But yeah, I mean, 100 Thieves win in a boring fashion, and this game sucks.
I think it just depends on what the line is. I think you're probably going to see it at 22 or 23, and that's kind of a fair line.
And you're just
kind of
praying. You're praying at the end. I mean, Dignitas just suck again. I don't know what happened with Dardoch. Like, the guy is good, and then like something happens. I guess he lost it because they lost to Golden Guardians or whatnot. That's what happened. He like He like lost it backstage and just got pissed at everybody.
He
that-
probably plays LCS DFS, dude. And I mean, I almost
like,
lost
are
it
you
last week
kidding?
too, dude. Like, I mean,
you're raging. You're raging at your house. Like,
you're like,
what is
like,
going
oh,
on?
man, Golden Guardians win, CLG win, FlyQuest win. Like, yeah, I'm fucked, man. Like, I don't have any of these. And then you got this want to square up guy with like CLG Golden Guardians. Like, man,
Is he just me? Is he just me now? Is he the guy playing these trash contests?
number one esports player in the world, dude.
Good for him.
Yeah,
good
really.
crap. Good for him. Where am I? I'm probably not even close. I'm probably like bottom tier trash.
I don't know. It's a who's who up there, man. It's a who's who.
I was probably he's good. I've seen him a lot. The stuff that he picks. What is it? I big stack those.
Who'd you big stack?
No, some guy said, "Come on, guys, I big stack those." I don't know what to think about the like. I think we're looking too heavily into these games, and then FlyQuest upsets TSM. Dignitas gets an early lead and upsets 100 Thieves, and the last two games are just a shit show. It's just like it doesn't feel like anything's going right in the LCS right now.
Well, look, we've got this going on. It's DeMonte week, so we've got CLG plus 230 against Team Liquid. This is just another game, man, that I just don't have a ton of interest in. Team Liquid seemed to kind of find a more team fight oriented, a little more kill, a little more fiesta when they had Jenkins in the top lane. I expect Alfari to be there. CLG has just been absolute dog water the last couple weeks or last couple games, and
DeMonte's in for CLG.
Yeah,
Brox is the problem. But okay, we're gonna bring in the
did you miss the whole drama in the midweek where they posted a video?
I've been sleeping.
Oh, we're gonna make. Yeah, they posted a video. They're like, "Hey, you guys went 1-2. If you'd gone maybe 2-1, we wouldn't have had to make changes, but we're gonna have to make some changes. I don't know what it is, but this is probably the last time we're all together. And I love you guys. You're my brother." They took mad heat for putting that video on Twitter.
Dude, I gotta watch that. They actually told them that if they go 1-2,
after they did it, they're like, "You went 1-2, so we're gonna have to make some roster changes." You can't watch it; they took it down.
Oh my god, bro! First of all, of course.
Wait. This is what Dardock said. He big stacked them, and then he got mad because he stacked. He probably captained himself. They got invaded. They lost, and then he lost. He lost the GPP. Are we going silent? What's happening?
No, I'm just thinking in my head.
All right. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. Look, DeMonte is not going to do anything for this.
No, he's not going to do anything. But
not against Team Liquid.
How do people expect Pobelter to play the game? Has anybody seen this dude's girlfriend? Like, how does this dude play? How does this dude focus on the game? Like,
what does it matter? He's already achieved everything.
He's done. Yeah, he's already achieved everything. He's made his money. The guy is just collecting a paycheck. So is everybody else in CLG. Let's be real here. Team Liquid win this game.
Look, when you think about it, though, Finn was at Worlds, Broxa was at Worlds, Wild Turtle was at Worlds. 3 of those 5 guys were at Worlds in 2020.
They're all washed.
Fair enough. Let's go on to the next game.
Sucks, dude. What has he done in NA? He hasn't done anything.
We have the 2 best teams based off of last week. Maybe not FlyQuest, but we have Golden Guardians plus 185. The revamped Golden Guardians with Licorice in the top lane, kicking out solo, going 2-1, looking like Licorice from spring 2020 when he was just a menace in that top lane, going against an Evil Genius team that looks like they right now are the best team in the LCS.
Was Josh right after all? Every time they win, I'm just like, was Josh right? Hey, yeah, he probably is right. I mean,
Josh wasn't predicting that they'd be this good.
The last time they lost was God, it was weeks ago, man. They lost to Liquid weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, this EG wins, but like, I don't know. The Golden Guardians team has nothing to be ashamed of at this point. They're actually like doing shit. Like they're actually like somehow putting stuff together. So, I mean, do you just take the over?
Yeah, I think you just hammered the over here. I think they're going to fight a little bit more, and that's exciting. And that's kind of this. I've been picking my spots a little bit more on these LCS and LEC slates. I don't take the game lines as often. I do take the over unders. Last week I got a little cocky. I had a good Friday, a great Saturday, and then I got drunk Saturday night. I bet all the overs. I woke up Sunday, didn't remember that I.
Yeah, I was wondering what was wrong with you.
you bet the overs again. I I was like 18 Modelo's in on Saturday. Because
Especial.
The fights were sponsored by Modelo.
The fights were sponsored by Modelo, so you drank all the Modelos and bet the overs?
Yeah, dude, exactly.
Yeah.
Twice. I bet the overs twice. And then I accidentally on Saturday when I was putting the overs, I put like a 5-unit bet on EG's over. But I accidentally put it in the TSM 100 Thieves box, and I didn't realize it until they lost. So then I had to go and hammer the over again, and then the EG over didn't hit. So I lost 10 units just like right there. It was disgusting. Like I tell you guys, nobody runs worse than I do. Nobody. So my own fault.
You don't run that bad. You just run better in DFS than you bet.
No. Look, nobody runs worse.
When I lost the LGD bet last week, my next 5 bets were all wins, and they were all just tilt bets, just max tilt bets. I was just tilting the entire time. Here I'll tell you what they were, because it was all just tilt bets. It was KT Roaster versus Bro, max bet. Evil Geniuses Immortals, max bet. Rogamel versus G2, which we lost on. And then I smashed TSM Golden Guardians, max bet, over. C9 Dignitas, max bet, over. FlyQuest ML versus CLG, max bet. 100 EG over 24.5. Actually hit, I think, right? No?
Which one?
No, it didn't hit. The 100 EG. I took the same over as you.
No.
It didn't hit. And then WEML versus JDG. That didn't hit either. I don't think.
Dude, you run good, man. I don't know what to tell you.
That didn't hit. But my biggest bets, all those overs on those LCS games, all of them smashed like hard. I was destroying. But in this spot, yeah, I think this is the game you take the over on. You're not surprised if Golden Guardians wins, but you expect Evil Geniuses to win.
Look, dude.
Do you want to see EG win the LCS?
No, I want to see FlyQuest win it.
Okay, but like, let's be honest. How are they doing the scoring? It's like, how does Golden Guardians have any chance of coming back and like?
I don't think they have a chance of because 8 teams make the playoffs. So right now, Liquid.
Oh, even with their trash scoring, they're like 10 and 26 or something.
Yeah, so we've got 5 teams that are locked in the playoffs: 100 Thieves, TSM, Cloud9, Evil Genius, Team Liquid, and the rest of these teams are all like fighting for at least the last spot. Because Dignitas is 18 and 18, Immortals 15 and 21, FlyQuest is 12 and 24, hanging on to that last playoff spot. But CLG and Golden Guardians are both 10 and 26. Unless DeMonte can come in and infuse this team with some type of magic, which he won't, because we'll discuss who they're playing again in a second. It's kind of a battle between FlyQuest and Golden Guardians for that last spot, and we have 6 games left. We have this week, we have next week. So going into the second set of games on Saturday, we are looking at an opening game of CLG I'm sorry, that's never going to happen. CLG plus 255 against Cloud9. I think this is, as we discussed, it's a Cloud9 smash, probably
over.
Yeah, probably like
this
16 or 17, maybe 19. Like it's a game where you can almost possibly play them in DFS and feel good about it.
Over. Smash the over. Didn't Dignitas beat CLG?
I think everybody beats LG, dude.
There we go. Over. Smash the over.
So then the next game, we've got Team Liquid versus 100 Thieves. 100 Thieves minus 140, Team Liquid plus 110. This is actually a game, again, for whatever reason, Team Liquid and 100 Thieves put out bangers. They put out bangers towards 100 Thieves. This is a game I think you probably in DFS can go towards Liquid. Probably won't bet, but I will bet the over on.
You want the over on this game?
Absolutely.
You wouldn't think so. Before. Yeah, it does. To me, it doesn't look like an over game.
29 and 37.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive. Yeah, I mean, then yeah, give me the over in that game. Oh yeah, I remember that game. Why are these? these teams just punch up to each other? They just like think they're competing for the top spot.
Yeah, whatever it is, but I think that when this line finally comes out in the game line, it's going to be like a 22, 23. I mean, 24 might give me pause, but like
I'll take 23
23
on anyone. I don't care. I'll take 22, 23 on anyone.
Okay, so 23. What if that's the next line for this, where TSM is a minus 250 favorite against Immortals?
Yeah, no, I don't want 23 there. But I could easily see 15-8. You know, like I could easily see 15-8.
Well, we got a 16-4 and a 14-8 the last two times these two teams played.
I'm not taking the under. I hate taking unders.
Like I do too. It's one of the worst things.
I hate taking unders,
but I think this is the game where you take the under. Next game, we've got Team Dignitas minus 120, Golden Guardians minus 110.
The GG smash spot.
Look. So if Golden Guardians beats EG, which is possible, I can't believe we're even saying that.
The GG smash spot. This is the.
Then
GG
they can
beat
Dignitas here.
Smash this line.
And I'll just give you. They play Cloud9 in the third game, so I mean we could see another 2-1 or 3-0 GG weekend. But I think if they end up actually beating Evil Genius, they'll be way more popular against Dignitas than they should be, or what they warrant, just based off of a recency bias. Granted, a 3-1 recency bias is pretty strong, but I'll probably be on the other side of it, Dignitas, especially if they're priced like. If they're priced like dogs, I mean, right now they're not.
They're not. They're going to be priced favorites.
We'll see. I mean, you're probably right. But I'm probably going to bet Dignitas minus 120. And if Dignitas lose and Golden Guardians win on Friday, like I'm going to hold off on this line because I think this line can only get better if you're betting for Dignitas.
I don't like anything about Dignitas. What do you like about Dignitas?
I like Neo and Afromu.
Yeah, I do like Neo. But what do you really like about Dignitas?
Neo and Afromu, man. That's it. Well, and in this game, it's going to be a leverage spot. If Golden Guardians win and they lose, I think people are going to gravitate towards Golden Guardians because it's going to be like 3 out of the last 4 slates where they were almost optimal. You didn't want to have them. People are just going to feel obliged to play them, and they're going to have overinflated ownership as a result.
Do you like the over? I feel like the over is a smash here.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's sub 27.
I think it's 24.
Yeah, I mean, they don't really go higher than 24, 25 for LCS. I think you'll have to get it early because I do see those lines kind of move up. You know, the Saturday, Sunday ones move up as the day approaches. So, bet it early when it comes out. The early, you probably get it tomorrow night. Don't wait till Saturday, I guess. Next one. This is it. I mean, like both of these teams could come in on massive win streaks. We have the juggernaut that is the FlyQuest Academy team up in LCS at plus 175 against the undefeated in many, many weeks, Evil Geniuses minus 230. Smash Spot and DFS. I mean, I'm probably going to split this game.
This is a splitter. And I like FlyQuest, but I don't know if I like him at plus 175. I feel like this line would have been better a week ago. A lot better. Man, plus 175 is probably good enough. It really is. Plus 180 on a what I would consider closer than what I mean, like what minus 230 is like what 76% favorite or something like that, maybe even more.
I think it's somewhere in there.
Yeah, I see this as a 60-40. With the way FlyQuest are playing right now, if that changes the day before, then maybe my opinion changes. But I mean, FlyQuest are playing TSM too. Like again, the expectations aren't exactly insane, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's definitely an over spot. I mean, we're just saying over for everything. But...
You like over here?
Of course.
Really? Is EG just over machines right now?
They've always been over machines.
They've been good. Do you like Jizuke better in the captain spot, or do you like our buddy over there? Who is this? Contracts or Svenskeren? It's Svenskeren now, right? Again.
Well, I think it's going to be contracts for the Friday game against the Golden Guardians, but I think it'll be Svenskeren here. It really, so the difference between Svenskeren, Jizuke, and Danny is just what team I'm pairing them with. If you want to, so if you're pairing them with, let's say, like Team Dignitas as an example.
You want Neo, yeah. You want
Yeah,
Neo.
you want Neo. I mean, the same
Danny
thing is if
Neo.
you're going to split the other game, which is going to be Golden Guardians, you're probably going to want Stixay over. Well, maybe not. Maybe a Blaze Olive you could play, but like again,
No, I
with
like
Dignitas.
Stixay. I
Yeah,
feel like
but like
Stixay
Dignitas,
carries.
you don't want your Sui or whatever his name is. Like you definitely don't want him if you can avoid him. So like you're not going to captain Jizuke. That's just not the way that it's going to be. But if you're playing him as a favorite, you might have to play Svenskeren and go with Acadian or something like that. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Do you think Svenskaren's a good player?
I don't, but he's played really, really well.
Why does he always do this?
Like he's like
He
ever
can't leave.
since contracts came in, it was like, hey, I'm going to take your spot. He's like, oh shit, like I gotta. I mean, but EG has been winning, so it's one of those things where everybody has been playing better. So
I wish, like, I like contracts so much more, but I wish, like, every time Sven is right there, every time he's like, this is it, he's finally gonna get thrown out, he like improves and then comes back and does better. Give me old fat Svenskeren, the good Svenskeren. Give me the chubby fat kid on TSM. Give me that kid. But now that he got fit, they're like, get out, can't be here anymore.
all right, so
yeah.
that's going to be the last game of the day. So that's going to be a pretty banger. I think that's going to decide some GPPs.
That's not the last game. There's more games. Oh no, for that. Yeah, okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I was looking. Okay.
All right, so let's move into the Sunday games, which will probably get like 2K up top, and this will just be like not worth playing. So we're gonna have CLG plus 130 against Mortals, minus 170. Probably gonna stay away from this in all formats, whether it be betting, over unders, DFS. Just really no interest in it. You might play Immortals to cash, but
yeah, I like Immortals here for sure, especially if CLG don't do shit this week. This is definitely the place where you play Immortals and you probably lose.
That's just the way the cash is. But if you lose, so does the other guy. So you just hope your bad stack is 10 points higher than his.
Well, not the guy that I play. He plays everybody.
Sometimes. TSM minus 125 versus Liquid minus 105. Another game where you could probably look at the under. These two teams played a 7-5 game earlier this split and a 17-17 game back in week one. I tend to believe that the 7-5 game is more indicative of the two teams. I like Team Liquid here, especially if Alfari is playing. Like you said, Huni has looked decent, like bad at times. He's looked like the best member at times. This Team Liquid team is, they lost both times to TSM. I don't think that they want to go into the playoffs losing 3 times to TSM. So I think this is a game where they figure it out. They win. Minus 105. I'm not going to place a huge wager on it, but you're basically getting even odds here. So a unit is acceptable.
I hate this. I hate this whole like the esports 50-50 is 2 minuses. Just give me the even. I just want the even on Liquid here. Why do I have to pay minus 105? I have to pay rake?
Well, hopefully Liquid loses a game or two. Maybe they lose to 100 Thieves. Maybe TSM wins too. Like this is a game you hold off betting. This line can move, and maybe Liquid does give you plus 105 or plus 110 later in the weekend.
Yeah, I want Liquid in the spot for sure, but yeah, definitely just give me Liquid. Alfari all over Huni. Not even question. Yeah, I mean NFL even is minus 110 both ways. I guess you're right, Josh, but
All right, so we've got a banger here. We've got Team Dignitas plus 190 against Evil.
He's all in on FlyQuest, man. He wants FlyQuest in the world.
Well, it's not FlyQuest yet. We're Evil Genius, Team Dignitas, Evil Genius minus 260, Team Dignitas plus 190. This is a game where you're probably going to smash not smash Dignitas. You could. That's probably the way to do it, but
you smash EG and you smash the over.
Yeah,
you just smashed the over. What didn't they destroy them last 2 times? Like absolutely clobbered them. Like
I don't know that it's going to be Alfari, but I assume that he's going to play at least 2 of the 3 games. I think they likely go like the one on, one off, one.
It doesn't matter who plays top against TSM. It really doesn't. You could
you're absolutely right. I mean, I like Team Liquid more, like in their game against 100 Thieves and their first game if I know that if it's going to be Jenkins.
Why?
I just think that they played a little bit more team fight oriented, had higher kill wins when Alfari wasn't there. Look, Ken, I don't know how to run hot. That's a question for Moose here because I don't run hot. I run bad, run worse than anybody that I know.
Didn't you win like back-to-back slates last week?
I do. Yeah, I did. I won 3 out of 4 in back-to-back slates, but I run bad. I could have won more. That's the problem, is I've left so much money on the table. It doesn't look like I run bad, but I do. It's just terrible.
EG over.
All right, we've got FlyQuest plus 220 against 100 Thieves minus 300.
100 Thieves 16-5. Good night. Nobody's watching this game. Nobody's watching this game.
So right
Except
now,
for you, you're watching this game.
Yeah, I can take FlyQuest. I can
Plus
parlay.
220.
Will they let me? They won't let me multiply it. See, that's dumb. Like, you should be able to parlay all 3 of the FlyQuest games, but whatever. No, we're not getting an EG 3-0 week. They're playing FlyQuest. They're going to go 2-1, buddy.
Dude, EG might 3-0 this week.
Look, EG might 1-2. They might lose to Golden Guardians and FlyQuest. So think about that for a second. They're going to beat Dignified.
Yeah, in LCS, anything's possible. They can lose or win to anybody. So
and it's EG. Anything is possible.
That's true. Though Josh called it best team in the LCS.
So then we have a possibility, after we've reviewed these games, of Golden Guardians plus 225, quite possibly looking to win their 5th out of 6 games, 3-0 this weekend, going against Cloud9, minus 310. What the hell has happened to Blabber, dude? Did MSI break him? Like, what is it about Cloud9 and Summer, man? Like, the same thing happened last year.
What jungler was he good on?
Everybody.
Yeah, but what junglers was he really good on? Like the ones where like you couldn't touch the guy.
Like Olaf, Hecarim.
So people that aren't around anymore.
But you can play Olaf in this meta, despite.
You can play Olaf in any meta. You could jungle Olaf all the way to Challenger, but it doesn't. This doesn't feel like Blabber is comfortable. It just doesn't look like he's comfortable. Just put him on Diana. Just put him on Diana. I don't see what the issue is.
I think it's fine. He even plays Diana and they lose. I mean, look, the only thing that
Anybody can play Diana. Diana's easy.
I think that they're gonna just go, and this is gonna be the game where, Licorice.
Dude, this is the
broken.
game. Yeah, this is the game that
Licorice is carrying this game, and Golden Guardians is gonna get a victory. Or they're going to continually dive Licorice over and over, and he's going to look lost like he has all split, with the exception of last weekend, just sitting under his tower as 3 guys converge, and he does absolutely nothing but try and fight them.
Fudge does disrespect every other top laner. He truly thinks he's the best top laner in the LCS.
He's the biggest, dude.
He's the biggest boy. He truly thinks he's the best top laner in the LCS, and for some reason, Cloud9, we're just sitting here thinking that there's actually a possibility that they lose this game. And the only way they do it is through the top lane, right? Top lane and jungle. I mean,
that's the only way I feel like they win it is through the top lane. Like, I mean, yeah, you can win it through the mid, but
no, I feel like they went through mid or ADC.
Yeah, not ADC, man. Like, Sven hasn't been that for them. I think Fudge, when
you just play him on Ezreal, he wins.
When they have been their best, aside from the beginning of the year, when they were kind of babying Fudge, is, those games at MSI or leading up to it when Fudge really just came into his own, on Lee Sin, on Aurelia, on a couple of these carries. Fudge has carried this team to several wins, and I don't think anybody else on the team has done that 1v9. Only Fudge.
If Cloud9 loses this game, somebody's getting sad. Somebody's going to get benched. They can't lose this game.
Yeah, I mean, it could be Blabber at that point.
Somebody's going to get benched in this game. Who do you bring in if Blabber can't play?
Bring in Sherm, man.
Who?
Their academy jungler.
What's his name? Sherm?
Yeah. Shermfire.
Oh, Shermfire. Yeah, okay. Did he just start playing jungle? Because wasn't he playing a different role?
No, he's been their jungler.
I swear he played mid or something. Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
Okay. I mean, they can't lose this game. I don't know if anybody's watching at 5 o'clock or 8 o'clock on a Sunday, but I will be. This is way more exciting than the past 2 weeks. I actually want to see. Yeah, I mean, Josh is right. How do you lose? How do you lose when Akali's that far ahead? Well, it's because the rest of C9 suck. But yeah, I mean, you have to have this game in DFS every way around, right? Like you just have to. And are you just smashing the over here?
Yeah, you probably take the over here. I mean, you need some level of excitement because DK is going to put up like a 2K to first contest and then like a 40-person.
They just don't want us to play. They don't want us to play LCS on Friday. They don't want us to play anything. I'm sorry, LCS on Sunday. They don't want us to play anything on Sunday. It doesn't feel like they want us to play at all.
I agree. All right. Well, hey, that covers all these games. We ran 2 hours here. It was good. I had a great time with you. We came up with some great stuff. We had some good laughs. I actually have to make some PGA lineups, and I have to put together these LCK LPL lineups that we talked about. They're just sitting in here in my drafts. They're open. They're reserved. They're ready to go.
Same.
I can't just sit here and duplicate them all because duplicating one lineup and taking first, second is one thing. Running an 8-person or like an 8-team train, this is disrespectful. I wouldn't do that.
Good luck tonight, my man. I hope we do this again soon.
I know your lineups are going to be Pampers. I'm just clicking buttons and I'm running bad, man. So thanks everybody for watching. Like I said earlier, we're going to do. I'm going to have another podcast on Euro regionals talking about the betting called Bet the Dogs, and teaming up with some other sites. It's at some point we're going to tease that and watch my Twitter and announce that in a little bit. So cool, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Later, everybody.